Hello and welcome to the Q-Pod, or whatever this is going to be called. I actually don't know what I'm going to call it. I want to link it to priorities. I want to say like lack of priorities or wonky priorities or something like that, because I'm not full of priorities, or my priorities haven't always been straight. So it's a good thing to, talk about that. We've got wires everywhere, but we're actually using this mic. Well, I'm on the mic. I'm actually ill, so if I sound a bit minging, it's because I'm ill. So I do apologise for that. I've got a good podcast plan for you guys. I've planned it all out. So hopefully we can get it going. Hopefully my voice doesn't go. Hopefully we can have a good time on this podcast. Some of it's properly planned. Some of it is not properly planned. Some of it I'm just going to go on off on a whim. As always, fucking hell, I do not know my own bloody password. Anyway, it's going to load up. So yeah, we're going through. We're going to do a little bit of motivational stuff. Hopefully you can see me. The lighting in here is not ideal. How cool is the Pulp Fiction poster? Right, let's just get me notes up, shall we? We don't want Google Chrome. I'm going to be getting up some of these. We're going to do some news articles later on as well. The reason we're in here as well, I was going to do it in my office, but there's building work going on, and literally it sounds as though there's literally everything's going on. I'm not sure if you can hear it. I really hope you can't, but I can bloody hear it, so it's distracting as fuck. Okay then. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing I thought of a quote yesterday, something a little bit motivational, something that is... obviously it's probably been spoken about. Well, it has been spoken about before. It's a topic that I've spoken about a lot of times. But it's a quote that I literally made up while I was just thinking yesterday. And it sort of links into, the sort of lack of priorities, or making sure that you've got your priorities straight. Now, I don't know the name of this podcast. If you have any ideas about the name of the podcast, let me know. I want it to do with priorities or priority. I think lack of priorities, or like wonky priorities. That's what I've got in my brain. Something that's a little bit quirky, something that's not like too serious, because again, that's not a bit of me. Right. This is the quote that I made up. So, positive personal growth happens right in front of your eyes, but at a rate too slow to always do the right thing. Now, I thought about this yesterday. Now what I mean by that is, obviously, if you look at it from day to day, your own, let's say your physique, right? Now, because this is one of the main things that people measure your success or personal growth or whatever it might be. Your physique from day to day doesn't really change. You might lose a tiny bit of weight, you might lose a bit of body fat, you might gain a little bit of muscle, whatever it might be, right? But it's too small of changes to actually see the difference from day to day. This is why sometimes you have to zoom out and you have to actually appreciate the longer term, which is what I struggle with immensely. I'm very much small picture. I never look at the long term, large picture, big scale, whatever the fuck you want to call it. The second part of this quote is, so the first part is positive personal growth happens right in front of your eyes. It's happening every single day if you do the positive thing each and every day. If you get up early instead of laying in bed, you're going to get more done. End of story, unless you just wake up and do something ridiculously stupid, obviously. And it's happening right in front of you. If you look in the mirror every single day, in the morning or in the evening or whatever, whenever you shower, whatever it is, right? If you can look at yourself every single day, you will see growth over a long period of time. It might not always be the physical state. If I was to put the person I was 5 years ago and the person I am today in the next to each other or in the same room, they would be pretty different people. I can promise you that. So sometimes personal growth isn't always visible, but a lot of the time it is, and that's something that a lot of people, and especially for myself, I base my growth and how well I think I'm doing, or my value almost, on how much that I change or how good I feel when I look in the mirror, which sounds so like girl brain, but it is what it is. It's just how I function. I think that's probably from a childhood, or always wanting to impress people, or always putting other people first, to de-escalate situations, which still happens to this day, but it probably comes from not having a value of self. So I need to have something that then other people will be impressed with, and to impress them, so then they value me, if that makes sense. So that's why I always, if I'm on it in terms of fitness and physique, then I'm on it, right? I feel like I've done well over the years to be able to get into great physical. What on earth is going on? Fucking YouTube ads. What the fuck? Oh my god, I just broke the sofa. What have I done? I just broke the sofa. What have I done? What is this? I'm really hoping this is still going. We've got Tiger as well here. He's just trotting about. Anyway, fucking useless. Oh my god, fuck off. What the fuck is wrong with this? Go away. Oh my god. Anyway. Oh, I've lost my train of thought. YouTube, fuck off! Unless you're putting ads on mine and I get money for it, then don't fuck off. Why is this unplugging and plugging? I'm actually, my stress levels are going, woo. I can feel myself getting hot. Positive personal growth happens right in front of your eyes, but at a rate too slow to always do the right thing. When you can't see the day-to-day progress, because it does take time, doing the right thing is sometimes more difficult. When it gets to on a Monday, it's much easier to do the right thing than on a Friday or a Saturday or a Sunday. Instead of going out on a Friday night, go for a run. Instead of going out to the pub, you go for a run. That's going to make a huge difference to the long term. But going to the pub does sound good. When all your mates are down there, they're having a good time, they're having a laugh. And at the end of the day, sometimes you do need to do that. And that might be the right thing. I'm not saying that's the wrong thing at all, trust me. But what I'm saying is doing the right thing for your goal. If that's to, you want to go for a run Saturday morning, going to the pub probably isn't the best option. If you can go to the pub and not drink, then cool, go and do that. Charlie Gordon, Ginger Bollocks, friend of the show, he can go to the pub and not have a drink. Unfortunately, Grandpa can't. Alright? And then I put a little sub bit to this quote is, but at a rate too slow to always do the right thing. But just fast enough when you know how and where to look. So it's about being in that sort of middle zone where if you know where to look and how to measure these, your personal growth, you are able to then stay on track. It's very easy to do the first week of gym workouts, running and training and eating and, waking up early and doing this and doing that. It's very easy to do a week of that, you know, and be like, yes. And you get to the end of the week and go, what have I actually gained from this? And then you go, why am I doing this if I've not gained anything from it? And then you sack it off and go back to what you were doing. But really, all you need to do is do that for another week, and then suddenly you feel better, you look better, your routine's better, all these different things that come that you can, you know, your sleep's better, you've got more energy, you just look better generally in the mirror. All these different things that we link to a better positive or more positive, you know, more growth, more personal growth. Sorry, my brain is scrambled. I woke up yesterday ill as fuck, which is not good. Delayed gratification takes confidence without external motivation. Now, I wrote this because, again, someone who has gym buddies and goes to the gym and all this and all that, and you've got other people going, you're smashing it, you're doing amazing, you're doing the right thing, you're doing this, you're doing that. And obviously social media is great for that as well. Coaches posting content telling you all the information that you need to do, to track, to do this, to do that, to get the end result that you want. It's very much easier. But if you're a new guy in the gym, and you don't really know if you're doing anything right or wrong, and the light's gone off. Fucking brilliant. If you're a new person in the gym and you're sort of like, the reason I said it takes confidence is because those first couple of weeks, right, you could be doing all the right things, but if you've never done it before, you don't have anyone saying, yes, this is correct, then it's very difficult to keep yourself on the straight and narrow, if you don't know you're doing the right thing. Does that make sense? So if you have other people around you saying, yes, you're doing the correct thing, and even though you're not getting results, it's easier to stay on track. Fucking hell, got Tiger messing about. If you don't have that, it's very easy for you to, you know, say, oh, I'm not making any progress, even though internally you're doing all the right things, but you're not seeing any external rewards from it. So if you can keep on the straight and narrow, if you can keep doing the right thing each and every day, you're going to get a positive outcome out of it, and then you know, you're gonna grow. And that's what it's all about. Life is all about personal growth, continuous growth, learning about yourself, learning how you work. And that is one of the main things that I've found, is learning how you best perform and best work, the conditions under which you best perform. If you perform best under pressure, then do that. If you perform best when you're planned out, you're de-stressed, do that. If you like me and you like a bit of caffeine and you perform best when you're absolutely caffeinated to the flipping eyelids, do that. You should have seen the thickness of my coffee I just had this morning. It was pretty rough. A question for you. What do you do every day that allows you to grow in a positive way? So what is it that you do day to day that allows you to grow in a positive way? Do you go to the gym? Do you eat correctly? Do you stay away from sugar? Do you sleep well? What are the things that you personally do that is a daily occurrence every single day that allows you to, that you know is going to benefit you positively? Do you wake up early? Do you wake up before your alarm? Do you go for a run in the morning? Do you discipline yourself? Do you drink lots of water? What are the things that you do every single day? That's what I want you to do. I want you to write down in the comments below a list of, 1 to 3 things that you do every single day without fail, or not every day, but multiple times in a week, if it's something like training or whatever, that you do that allows you to grow personally. Write it down. And if you are doing something, are you doing the right thing for your desired goal? If your goal is to run a marathon, if you're going in the gym and training legs twice a week, it's not ideal. Tiger's fucking playing with the screws from this. It's not ideal. If you're looking to, do a high rocks, is training for a marathon the best thing? No. If you're trying to boost your 1RM by doing powerlifting, is running your best option? No, because you're burning calories that you can use for growth, muscle growth, strength, energy, whatever. So what you're doing is it pushing you closer to your goal? If your goal is just to live a healthy lifestyle, to feel good, to look good, and just be healthy, then are you drinking water? Are you staying away from processed sugar and processed foods? Are you, fueling enough for your sessions? Are you running? Are you walking? Are you doing conditioning? Are you, do you have positive relationships in your life? So are you being able to, do you have time to relax? Do you have good sleep? All these things come into play when it's to do with lifestyle. So yeah, positive personal growth happens right in front of your eyes, but at a rate too slow to always do the right thing. Keyword always. You can do the right thing most of the time, and sometimes make the wrong decisions. It's okay. Nobody dies most of the time. But if you can do that 80-90% of the time, then we're all winning. You're winning, I'm winning, everyone's winning. Tiger's fucking around with this thing. Before we move on, and cut, I'm sorting this out. I feel like I'm holding this too close to my mouth and all. Anyway, moving on from, growth, because I feel like I've grown a huge amount in the last 5 years. Maybe, obviously, since I was born, I've grown. See the fucking size of it, cunt. Anyway, stop being a fucking idiot. There's a trend going around on social media, meeting my younger self for a coffee, and what would happen. Now, if you know me, you probably know where this is going. So the trend is, if you haven't seen it, if you live under a fucking rock, the trend is I'm meeting my younger self for a coffee today, or I met my younger self for a coffee today, and then normally, depending on what you're doing, the coaches are like, they used to be better, people say, I used to do this, you do that, and then they turn up and they describe how they used to be, and now they describe how they are now, and what the traits are. Not exactly how they are, but what they've done because they used to do certain things. YouTube. Fuck. So my younger self, I met my younger self for a coffee earlier. He cancelled, as he had done the remnant ketamine from the solo party last night. He cancelled because he woke up after solo seshing a ketamine K-bag sesh. He woke up, realised he only had to meet me today, his older self, and decided the best course of action was to do the rest of the ketamine. I'm surprised there was any left. But that's what my younger self would have done. I'd have waited, I'd have brushed the McDonald's, Domino's boxes out of the way, even though I was a PT, brushed them out of the way, and I'd just done the rest of the ketamine. How about that then? So I had a coffee on my own today. My younger self didn't even turn up. He cancelled. And if he would have turned up, he would have turned up like this. Cross-eyed, doesn't know, looking through you, because that's all that person used to want to do, is to fly away to another dimension, to get away from himself. And it wasn't even other people. It was just because he was bored and he didn't know how to deal with what he was doing. So it was either alcohol and drugs, and that's, that person was just trying to get away from himself. It still happens today. Alcohol mainly. I haven't touched ketamine in flipping years. Over 2 years? I think. I can't remember. I actually can't remember. But yeah, it's a bit of a trend. I met my younger self. There should be some photos up. I met my younger self for a coffee. You don't understand the amount of times of nights I've ruined. Nights out I've ruined. I used to have a 7 a.m. Zoom with some AM with some guys. That was all I used to do in lockdown, and I used to cancel it. It was half an hour. I used to cancel it because I'd wake up. I'd be up till 5 session on my own, and then I wouldn't be able to get up because I was knackered, obviously. Priorities in the bin. No priorities. My priorities was getting fucked up and leaving this planet. Anyway, moving on. A Mini Cooper drives into people in Germany. Let me just get this article up. In Munich, a car rammed into people by a train station, I believe, before Germans vote in the federal election. So this person knew that there was going to be groups of people, and they decided to plough into multiple groups of people, trying to harm, maim and kill as many people as physically possible. Now, I don't think you're going to be too surprised to find out that this person was an Afghan asylum seeker. Now, is it just me, or nowadays when you hear something like that, a terrorist attack or anything like that, is it usually somebody from that nation? Now, was that person, do you think their car malfunctioned? I think the report even says that they turned a corner and then just proceeded to speed up. The car was seen approaching police cars at the rally, and so there was police cars in the way, a short distance from Munich's main train station, before speeding up and driving into a crowd, police said. Police shot at the vehicle before detaining the man. Listen, I've heard that Mini Coopers malfunction. They have a lot of issues with the cars. Maybe hit the accelerator, pressed down, and he couldn't do anything about it. Maybe. When I first heard this story, all I could think about was some form of, like, do you know the Mini Coopers that have a Union Jack on the top? And someone playing like 10 German bombers or something like that. But maybe that's a bit out of taste. Obviously, I'm joking about that. Afghan asylum seeker. Is he an asylum seeker? Or is he a fucking terrorist? Do you think that this person is sane? Or do you think, and he's just trying to escape his country, which obviously has issues, and people have every right to leave their country if there's war, if there's everything going on. But then, is this person considered an asylum seeker? And the fact that the BBC have classed him as an asylum seeker is fucking ridiculous. You seek asylum until you fucking try and kill people. Then you should be dealt with just like any other fucking idiot that tries to kill people, which is either in the UK get locked away for a fucking long time, actually not long enough, or you need to be sat on that electric. One question as well. I recently went to Poland for my birthday. If you didn't see it on my Instagram, I went to Poland. I went to Krakow. Now, Krakow was an extremely great trip. I advise anyone who's not been to go. It's a great place to go. Very nice. The old town is amazing. Even the Jewish quarter is very good. Do you hear about Poland having any issues? I don't think that you do. Now, the reason that Poland don't have these issues is because they are a zero, and I mean zero tolerance policy on any form of illegal immigrants through the border. They allow people to come in. They say if you're going to come and work, perfect. But they don't just allow people to cross the border and live in their country illegally. Now, if you're listening to this and you don't agree with me and you think, oh my God, where's this going? You're in a minority of people who absolutely pity every single person, and you would pity someone. You probably pity the fucking other person, link it to what I've just spoken about, who stabbed school children, like nursery school children. Oh, but he was trying to get out of the country, his country. Right. So, and then do you see where I'm going? Do you see where I'm going with this? Hopefully you do. It actually, makes me pretty annoyed. And to finish off this, the agency said he was meant to be deported in autumn 2020. But in 2025, so 5 years later, still no deportation. I'm not saying that everyone needs to be deported. I don't care for that. I just don't particularly think that having the more asylum seekers that are in the country, right, who aren't accounted for, it seems as though every week there's something going on in some European country of someone who isn't from Europe. Does that make sense? Bavarian Interior Minister, I'm not going to say that name, said he had not been forced to leave Germany due to security concerns in Afghanistan. Listen, Afghanistan isn't Miami. It's not, it's not the Gran Canaria, okay? He probably didn't want to go back. But the fact that he hasn't been sent back and that people are now surprised that someone who had tried to be deported, obviously was on a list and known to authorities, and then this happens. Oh, does that happen every time? Yes, it fucking does. Nobody wants to address the illegal asylum seeking elephant in the room. I don't know if asylum seekers are illegal. I don't know that much. I don't know anything. So don't take any of this as fucking serious. I'm just trying to express my opinion. If someone wants to come at me, come on in. Let's fucking have it. For Germans, there was an immediate reminders of an attack on a Christmas market in Magdeburg less than 2 months ago that killed 6 people and injured 300 people. Do you understand that a German person who has not been radicalized is not doing this? He's not doing it. Because when a nation is united, when they have, everyone's going to go, oh, you're a fascist. I don't know what the fuck this shit is. People don't do that to their fellow citizen. But when you have multiple different nationalities and cultures coming into the same one, yes, 99.9% of them are coming in because they're absolutely petrified of their home country and it's war-torn, their house has been levelled, they've had all their family, have been killed with whatever it might be. But that is a great disguise for terrorists to come in. That's all I'm going to say on that. Anyway, not ideal. Talking of police, the other day I saw a very funny scene where I was coming back from work and there's a pub called the Garibaldi. The Garibaldi! It's somewhere local. I was sat at the traffic lights and this guy, obviously had a couple of Jaeger bombs, a couple of pints. He was running across the road. And I was like, that's a bit odd. Then I realise he is handcuffed behind his back, right? Meaning he's been detained and then decided to flee. Now, this man was, how do I put this? Overweight, belly coming out from under his t-shirt, and he got approximately 15 meters before he was grabbed by a police officer. Can't assume gender nowadays. Now, the reason I bring this story up is because A, he didn't get very far. B, he then got tackled to the ground by the police officer that first got to him. Then, after he was already on the ground, 2 female police officers come running. It looks as though they're running at their full pace across the road as well. I could outrun 99.5% of every single police officer in the British Isles. Now, the reason there's a 0.5% is because some of them are going to be able to fucking outrun me, right? Whether this is speed or distance, right? I could run backwards with my hands behind my back and not get caught by a lot of police officers. It is an utter... And listen, my mum, my stepdad, other people that I know are police officers, right? This is no insult to them, right? I could outrun all of them. I brought this up at the table at dinner, and my stepdad agreed with me. But he used to be an extremely athletic and physical police officer. He's now got arthritis in both his knees, so I could definitely beat him now. But have you seen police officers nowadays? I love my mum. She struggles to do the basic fitness test. It's like I could literally run backwards and you couldn't catch me. And that's meant to be the people that are protecting the communities. And what's that about? How are these people and the thing is, nobody who is able-bodied really wants to join the police because it's a shit gig. Nobody wants to be a police officer nowadays. My mum and stepdad both said don't do it. Not that I was ever going to do it, but it's not good. Nobody respects the police anymore. It's not a good job. You get a good pension, but you've got to be in there for 30 years. Nobody wants to be in the police for 30 years. Everyone just attacks police. Everyone, even though everyone says, oh yeah, we've got to make sure the police are, we respect police, and then they'll just fight them in the streets after a football game. They're like, yeah, we need the police, but as long as they don't catch my multi-million pound cocaine smuggling operation, and as long as I don't see them after 5 Stellas after the West Ham game. Do you know what I'm saying? They're like, yeah, we need police because... And then when someone comes... Well, maybe not. Someone comes in your house at night and you call the police and you say, someone's in my house. Who you got? You're probably... knowing that person, they're probably going to fucking shoot the fuck out of whoever's in the house. But do you see what I'm trying to say? Everyone's like, yeah, we need police, but as long as it's not someone who as long as it's not someone catches me fucking speeding, as long as they don't catch me doing 92 down a motorway. Have you ever raced a policeman? No? Well, I have. Flying down the motorway, cruise control 92 miles an hour. I'm not proud of it. It was pretty quiet. This car comes up behind me and I'm like, God, this geezer's flying as well. Get up. Let's go, boy. We're flying down. There's a camera and a marked police car. I'm like, whoa. I'm like, boom, brake, pull into the middle lane. This black BM goes next to me. I look across and I go, Caw, we nearly got done there, mate. Bearing in mind I've just pulled behind the police car. I'm like, whoa, that was close. I go, and he pulls in front of me, and in the back window I see, please follow me, please pull over. I raced an unmarked police car at 92 miles an hour. Now, I don't go advising that. So now, always be wary of unmarked police cars on the motorway because they are there. And they will catch you doing 92 on the motorway. If I was doing 3 miles an hour faster and caught doing that, straight to court. And I wonder why my insurance is so fucking high. Well, not high, but still high. Still as high as it was when I was fucking 18. Anyway, there's another little police story. Right, this is the next... I'm going to do a little bit of this. It's called America! This is news in America. Little update because some of you don't watch the news in America. Some of you probably don't have a fucking Scooby what's going on. But I'm going to do a couple that actually links to myself. And if you like me or know me, then this, you might enjoy this. If not, turn it off. I've got a happy story at the end. And so we can hold on for that. So, Robert F. Kennedy, RFK Jr., has been sworn in as health secretary. Now, this guy is about 70 odd and has a better body than most Americans. He is going to fight processed foods, seed oils, a lot of things that are killing, Americans, especially not so much UK, but you can still. Elon Musk is, an an absolute weapon. I don't know what's happened. They fooled everyone into thinking that they were these Marvel Avengers with Trump, and it seems as though they've done nothing but cause trouble. The Gulf of America, they're trying to buy or take Iceland, Greenland, and the Gaza Strip is going to turn. They're turning the Gaza Strip into, California, Los Angeles, and they're going to sell and rent out the whole of Gaza, the Gaza Strip. So yeah, and if you don't think that Donald Trump, one of the biggest property developers in America, if you don't think that they're going to go over to Gaza and rebuild like luxury condos, beachfront stuff, and then sell them, you are fucking retarded. Anyway, next one. Eagles win the Super Bowl. The Philadelphia Eagles beat the Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl so that they win their second Super Bowl within 5 years. 4 years? 5 years. Maybe a little bit more than that. Saquon Barkley is a baller. He gets his... Oh no, he doesn't get the Russian record. DeJean, the white boy. He's the GOAT. After his rookie year, he got pick 6 on his birthday, and he won the Super Bowl on his birthday. In his rookie year, that's fucking mental. Derrick Henry's worst nightmare, DeJean. He dump tackled him. Eagles found a way to play him within the scheme. He plays as nickel, which is basically a safety / corner. He's like sort of does what he wants, and he's amazing at it. So watch out for him for the next couple of years. Travis Kelce on the Kansas City Chiefs was wearing something that you would wear to the final of Strictly Come Dancing. I'll put pictures up here. What on earth are you wearing? Like, I understand it's now all about a show. You're dating Taylor Swift. You're turning into a Swiftie. But what on earth are you wearing? Like, I understand it's gone from, like, serious to now you can mess about and be a bit fruity and do whatever. Why are you wearing a glittery fucking shirt? You look like you're from, like, Blades of Glory or literally Strictly Come Dancing. What are you doing? Apparently he was rumoured to propose after the win. Not sure that's true. I saw something that the ring was getting sweat in his pocket while he was crying. Obviously they didn't win. They got absolutely done. And Taylor Swift was not seen much. Normally she's seen... she was not seen much due to her boyfriend getting rogered. Imagine your girlfriend's face if you were getting rogered. Ain't going to be too pleased. She's not going to be too pleased. She ain't going to be jumping around celebrating. Hopefully. Anyway, last, we're going to end on a positive note. And I'm going to get this article up as well. Where is it? There it is. Now, as a guy, you are lying if you say you don't know who this person is. Okay? Porn star Emily Willis, 25, left permanently disabled following rehab stint for ketamine addiction. Now, this one, close to my heart. I am not paralysed, thank God. We don't actually know if it's down to the amount of ketamine or the rehab stint and the drugs they were giving her within the rehab. Her family are suing. You're going to sue to come. Imagine that. Your family have to get over the fact that you're a porn star. Right? Then the fact that you are a ketamine addict. I kept it secret, so my family, well, they were a little bit disappointed when they, But then also now, at 25 years of age, you have at least 60 years, nowadays probably more 70 years to live your life as full as possible. You are now paralysed. She is going to be paralysed for every single minute or hour or day or week or month that she lives on this earth for the rest of time. Paralysed. I don't think I heard this the other day. Paralyzed for the rest of your life. Let that sink in. Every single day. There's like, it fucking threw me. I was like, nah. I actually, like, at 25 you think you're invincible. 25 you think everything's going well, doing everything, nothing can hurt you. And then you literally can't move your fucking little finger. What? You go from being on top of the world to literally having to get someone to wheel you to the toilet, sit you on the toilet, you then take a dump that you can't even feel, even if you do take a dump, and then you have to get someone to wipe your ass. You go from doing fucking gear in the toilets at a nightclub, trying to fucking get with all the birds, chatting to all the birds, to then being a fucking vegetable. Life is too precious. Life has a lot more. There's a lot more to life than doing all that partying stuff. And trust me, I've done it. My priorities were not right. I had the wrong priorities at one point. I'm trying to right it. I'm trying to do the right thing. But on a positive note, she got what she wanted. She now can't feel her body. Permanently, she can't feel any part of her body. So she got what she wanted. When I was doing it all the time on my own, I was doing it so I couldn't feel my fucking feet. And my legs were all over the gaff. Trust me, daddy, if you picked her up and shook her like this, her legs, she ain't gonna fucking feel them. Thank you very much for watching or listening. If you're watching on YouTube, I apologise for the YouTube that was up on here and the adverts that were coming up. Please subscribe, please like, comment, and comment down below your 3 things that you do every single day that makes you feel that you're doing something positive towards your goals. If you're listening on Spotify, please follow the podcast on Spotify. Please like it. And or, you know, if you've got anyone that you think would enjoy the podcast, please share it with them as well. And make sure that you go onto the YouTube and also subscribe and like this, just because it helps me out. It helps me out a lot. Follow my Instagram, and lots of things are coming in the works. I just need to basically find the time, because at the moment I have no time apparently. Any ideas for podcast names, let me know. But yeah, this has been a different type of podcast, a fun type of podcast. I like to do this. It would be great when I can have somebody else there to bounce stuff off of, but at the moment it's just me. So if you like this, if you feel like you can listen to this, hopefully you'll find this interesting and entertaining. But yeah, anyway, I'll catch you in the next podcast. Fuck off.